This video is a highlight from one of my live streams. I want everyone to get to know me a little better, so what I do is I asked ChatGPT to give me a few questions that would be great for people to know about me from the stream. Well, this is the highlights from that stream.
So the prompt was give me 10 questions for me to answer to help my viewers better get to know me in stream. But don't make the questions personal. What do you think ChatGPT did? With try not to make it personal. What do you think ChatGPT did? Just gave me 10 questions that are just weird. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe if I don't answer that first set of questions, there's a second set of questions I can answer from ChatGPT. So then I said, give me 10 questions to get to know me, but like the nerd side of me. I'm into manga, anime, comic books. I love Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Doctor Who, and Star Wars. And I play Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. Let's give ChatGPT a more broader like understanding of me and not make it so personal. And then it just like ChatGPT is like, hey buddy, here's some more weird questions. So I was like, well, I don't think I'm getting away from that. The first question it gave me was, what got you into streaming and what keeps you motivated to continue? Boredom. If you could spend a day in any game or fantasy world, where would you go and why? From the top of my head, I'll just say Lord of the Rings. You know, the one where a lot of people die. The most violent fantasy. What's the scariest horror game or movie you've ever experienced? When I was 11 years old, I played Silent Hill 4 The Room. And up to that point, I didn't have a lot of experience with Silent Hill. And I was also a big baby. I was a scaredy cat. If you have not, like, played any Silent Hill games, it's psychological horror, okay? Psychological. And, in Silent Hill 4 The Room, you are locked in a room, surprise, and there are, like, these just ghosts in the room with you that keep messing with you. And your only way out of the room is through this, like, portal that leads you to this hellscape. Just this god-awful hellscape where like there's these oogly monsters trying to kill you. And at 11 years old, there was two scenes that stuck to me to this day that I have a genuine fear. One of them was a monster in the wall. In the wall, there was a monster, okay? And like it would like come out of the wall and try to grab me and pull me into the wall. And to this day, I am still scared of that. And the second one is like there's a moment where you have to go into the shower and a monster attacks you in the shower. And to this day, I get really nervous going into public restrooms. And like it was like the early days Skibbity toilet in this Silent Hill 4 The Room. It's draddy. It's draddy. Oh no. Which Star Wars character or faction would you choose to be a part of if you lived in that universe? Very easy. The Star Wars character is Jar Jar Binks. And I would actively make him less cringy. Jar Jar Binks would just be constantly like, Misa, go play cards now. Misa, see you later. Like, and like, Jar Jar, we need your help. Misa currently watching anime. Like, what should I do to someone who got me sick? You should gather a bunch of spiders in a box and then, take the box and go like this to them and like have all the spiders fly out of the box and onto them. That's what you should do. If they got you sick, just take a bunch of spiders and throw them at him or her or they, them, whatever. To the individual, to the person, just take a bunch of spiders and just at them. Just get it all over them. That's what I would do. So on ChatGPT, I told it to give me a story of Skibbity Toilet if it was a Dr. Seuss adventure. And this is what it gave me. In a world quite absurd, where things weren't quite right, there stood a strange toilet. Oh, what a sight! It wiggled, it jiggled, it danced all around. The skibbity toilet made a circus sound. With a skibbity doo and a skibbity dee, it would hop from the bathroom and run wild and free. Down the halls it would scamper, through towns and would dash. Not caring for manners, it would zoom with a flash. It flushed with a flourish, spun fast like a top, and people would stare, and it just wouldn't stop. It skipped on floors, it jumped over stairs, it even did somersaults mid-air with flair. Now, Timmy McGee was a brave little lad. He lived in a house where the plumbing was bad. One day, as he walked through his squeaky front door, he heard a great racket and thuds on the floor. What is that? He wondered, his curiosity piqued. He peeked around the corner and was nearly freaked. For there in the kitchen, with a twirl and a spin, was the skibbity toilet a whirling within. It danced on the counters, it slid on the sink. It made such a ruckus one couldn't help think. What on earth could this porcelain contraption be? A toilet, a dancer, a mystery to see. But Timmy, quite clever, wasn't one to run. He decided to join in the oddly ball fun. With a hop and a skip and a twirl all so bright, he danced with the skibbity through day and through night. They waltzed in the yard, they lived in the park. They boogied and grooved until well after dark. The townfolk all cheered, they marveled and stared at the boy in the toilet, a dancing odd pair. But one thing was certain, no one could deny, that the skibbity toilet was no normal guy. With flushes and twirls, with moves oh so sly, it danced its way straight to the stars in the sky. So if you ever hear that familiar tune, a skibbity doo beneath a bright moon, you'll know it's still out there, just spinning around. The skibbity toilet, the quirkiest in town. Well, that was god awful. That was god awful. That was so bad.